Hi, I'm Terry Farr, Executive Director with the Greater Picayune Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to Chamber Conversations, where I speak with business owners and employees. Today I'm meeting with Ann McDonald. How are you doing
Fine.
today?
How are you?
Good. You having a good day?
Yes, I am.
Good. I'd expect no less from you. Ann is the, make sure I get everything right, the funeral director here at McDonald Funeral Home and pre-needs counselor.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. And if you're from Picayune, you obviously know where McDonald Funeral Home is, but they're located at 401 West Canal Street.
That's right.
Correct? Been here 100 years.
101 years.
101 years. McDonald Funeral Home is our oldest charter member of the Chamber of Commerce. That's pretty good. Ann's hasn't been around that long. But anyway, so all joking aside, they are a member of the Chamber. They're also a sponsor, and we appreciate everything that you and your whole family, McDonald Funeral Home, does not only for the Chamber, but for the community. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay. Who's Ann McDonald?
Well, I was raised in Arkansas, in a little town south of Pine Bluff. It's Rising, Arkansas. And that's where I went to school. And then after I graduated, I went to Russellville, Arkansas Tech for medical records. And my family's always been in medical, like hospital work. And so I worked in 3 different hospitals in medical records. And I was in Arkansas, and then I ended up in Iowa for 6 months. And when I was in Iowa, I hated the weather. And so in March of that year, we got there in November, and in March, we'd already had 3 blizzards. And I took the map down and I said, okay, God, how far south can I go before I hit water? And so I sent out resumes for my daddy all over the South United States. And we got a call from Belzona, Columbus, and Picayune. And we picked Picayune.
Really? So it was a God thing?
Yes, it was a God thing.
Well, right.
Yes, He didn't put me on the coast.
So when you came to Picayune, I don't know how old you were, but when you came to Picayune, what were you doing? So in other words, how'd you get hooked up?
Okay, when I first came to Picayune, I worked at First National Bank.
Oh, okay.
And then...
so you're telling me stuff I don't know.
Yeah. Then I met Steve. And Steve and I got married, and I started working at the Crosby Hospital in medical records.
Oh.
And so I worked there until my second baby was born. And then I quit for a couple of years and had a few more babies. And then one day Steve said, could you just come to work at the funeral home for about a couple of days and work on a computer? And that's been 31 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Steve retired when?
He retired about 2 years ago.
And so you're running the show with a couple of sons,
is that right? Sons. I have 4 boys. Steve Rogers, which has C-Spire.
Right.
And then Stephen works here. He's a funeral director and an embalmer.
Right.
Then I have David that lives in Baltimore. He works for the Baltimore Ravens.
I met him.
Then I have Kenny that works here, like administrative and that type. He helps me a lot.
And Kenny is a past president of the Chamber of Commerce, and he probably, I don't know if he's the youngest ever, but pretty daggone young.
Yeah, I think he's pretty young.
He was pretty young when he was that. Okay, so tell us something about maybe things that the funeral home is doing that you maybe would have never guessed you would have done. And I've got something in my mind, and I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, number one, women being in the funeral business is something new.
Right.
And to me, women have a compassion that sometimes is more receivable, than men.
So, like sometimes always.
But I like for people to come in here and feel comfortable. I want them to feel like they can trust me. I want them to feel like that I'm going to guide them in the right direction, because this is a very vulnerable time in their life.
Right.
When they're in here, they're stressed out. They just need somebody to guide them through. A lot of people will say, I don't have any idea what to do. And so I just say, well, let me just guide you through it, and we'll get through this.
Right.
And as I say, I can't make the situation okay, but I can make it bittersweet.
Yeah.
And if I can do that, then I feel like I've done my job.
I can vouch for that. So I know that at Morning Call Breakfast that y'all sponsored, I think in February, I think it was, y'all talked about planning and when the best time to plan is. So you want to touch on that just a second?
Well, I'm the pre-planner, and what people don't understand is they can do a pre-planned funeral and not pay for it. They can just come in, like if they have life insurance, they can come in and we sit down and they pre-plan everything. But I just put it in a file, and then when something happens, we use their life insurance to pay for it.
Okay.
Or if they don't have life insurance or they don't want to use it, then they come in and we sit down, we do all the work, and then they pay for it. And once they pay for it, it freezes the price of the service and merchandise.
Cool.
And that way, let's say you live another 30 years, it's still the same price as the day you bought it. And I have seen people save up to like $4,000 or $5,000 by doing it ahead of time.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
And it helps the families. I can't tell you the people that come in, like when my grandmother passed away, she had a prepaid funeral. It was so much easier to deal with than coming in here and thinking, well, what would she want? What would she want to do? Because I had it already, she had it planned out.
Yeah.
She had her casket picked out, everything.
Okay, just watching our time. Is there any question that I haven't asked you that maybe you would like to cover? I know you'd probably like to give out we've already given out the address, maybe a phone number, maybe you want to give out, Facebook and all that stuff. I mean, who would ever thought social media would be part of
one thing we do that I feel like really helps families is we have our website, and with the website, it gets put on Facebook. Automatically, the obituaries get put on Facebook, and then Steve and I make sure we share them out. And then other people can go to the funeral home's Facebook page and they can share it out. And that's really how it's getting out in the community now, is by Facebook and the website.
And then also, too, you can subscribe to your email.
Yes. And we have about 4,000 people that are subscribed to it.
And, I would like to recommend that just because, if it's late in the afternoon, somebody comes in and visits with you and they're planning a funeral and it's, maybe it was expected sort of, so it's pretty quick. The newspaper can't necessarily get it out before the funeral's even taking place.
Right.
So by getting that email, I think is great. That's a good deal.
Now, we also put it on the radio station, too.
Okay.
The radio station broadcast
WRJW?
WRJW. Yes. They broadcast all of our funerals, and that helps, too.
Good. Okay. What else?
Well, to contact me, my phone number is 601-798-1212. I have a Facebook page or the funeral home page, and
your website.
And our website, and I'm here 24/7, available.
Yeah. I hope you're not here 24/7.
I'm available 24/7.
Yeah. Oh, great. Well, hey, we appreciate you. Appreciate, again, everything that you do. Hope y'all enjoyed our conversation today. And so if you did, hey, like it, share it, send it to your friends, and send it to these 4,000 people that Ann's talking about. And also, too, we put this out on our website and our social media stuff, YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube. And we just appreciate everything, and make it a great day.
Thank you.